Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Jam. I am your host, Jarvis Johnson. And today I have a special guest here with me, a former student of mine. She was in my class last year. She is a high school senior and a rising entrepreneur and business owner. Her name is Ruby Gayton. Ruby, welcome to the show.
Hi, happy to be here.
Now, Ruby has a sweets business. It's called Ruby Sweets, and I'm going to let her give all the information to you. The reason why I brought her in is because I think it's very good that she is a high school student, but she's also striving to be an entrepreneur and a business owner. And to be able to do that and to manage being a student is very impressive to me. So, Ruby, can you start out by telling us a little bit about yourself and your business?
My name is Ruby. I'm a senior in high school, and I started my business because I was honestly just kind of bored, and I've just seen a lot of TikToks online and videos and stuff of people like treat makers is what they call us. And I thought maybe I could do that too. And I saw other kids at my school doing the same thing, but like with other ideas. So I just thought I could do the same, but I wanted to be a little different.
So what inspired you to say, okay, I'm going to do sweets? Because I know you do the chocolate covered strawberries and stuff like that. Like you could have done anything, but why the Ruby Sweets? Is it because you like to eat sweets? Like, why Ruby Sweets?
I chose Ruby Sweets because there's really not that many around my area. It's mostly downtown, and people don't want to go that far. And I just think it was a pretty easy way. It was just easy with chocolate covered strawberries, and you can get creative with it. It doesn't have to be basic.
Okay, and perfect. I know you said that you saw a lot of things on TikTok and a lot of other students around the school doing stuff like that. So that's how you kind of came up with your idea to get it done, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what were some of the first steps that you took to get things off the ground when starting your business?
So I first started researching. I looked online like YouTube and TikTok and just kind of looked at what they were doing to get a good idea of what I'm getting myself into. And after that, I started acquiring my supplies. I ordered off of Amazon and just places like that. Just to get started. And obviously I started just like myself, like just making orders for my friends or family, and not even orders, just making it for fun. And over time I just got better, and I was like, maybe I should actually start a business out of this. So that's kind of how I started.
So do you have any mentors, or did you have any mentors or people who helped guide you, or did you just kind of do this whole process on your own?
I kind of mostly did it on my own, unless you would count like influencers that already do what I do. I just kind of followed what they did. But other than that, I would kind of did it on my own.
Okay, and I said that, I said earlier that you're a high school student. What are some of the challenges that you face when balancing schoolwork and launching this new business adventure that you started? What are some of the challenges in doing the both?
Some challenges were time management. I had to get better at that because I struggled at first with it. But over time, I just got better at it by like writing my stuff down, writing the orders down, making lists and agendas, and using a calendar and planner and stuff really helped.
So what is a day for Ruby? What does a typical day look like as a student and a young business owner? What does that look like for Ruby? Can you take us through that?
A typical day for me would probably be just going to school, usually during weekdays. And during school or after school, I would just get DMs or messages of orders that people want. I'd write it down if I had any that day. And usually after school, I have work, so I have to go to work. And at home is whenever I would kind of plan it all out better. And on the weekend, since I'm off, that's when I kind of get everything started, get everything going. And sometimes I stay up late to make orders and stuff. But yeah.
So how do you stay, I know you mentioned this, how do you stay organized and manage your time between school, business, and your personal life? You said you work too. How do you stay organized and manage all of your time?
I kind of have a schedule for myself now. I know my work schedule, like it's the same thing every week, and I plan it around going out with my friends. So obviously keeping my relationships with my friends, family, important people like that is obviously I have to keep on track with that. Kind of also I keep it mostly in my head too. I just kind of like expect to know everything.
Is it more like routine, like you get used to doing it when you get the orders, you kind of know what to do at this point, right?
Yeah, it's just routine. It's honestly kind of the same thing.
So let me ask you this. Have you faced any setbacks or failures along the way, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, when I first started, I obviously had a lot of setbacks. I know like coloring the chocolate is what really got to me because it would just look ugly after I did it. But I had to learn that you have to use a special kind of like oil-based coloring and stuff. And it's just little things like that that just really elevated my business and like the quality of my stuff that I make.
What has been the most rewarding part of being an entrepreneur at such a young age?
The most rewarding part is definitely seeing the joy on everyone's face whenever I give them their order. Like I've done orders for baby showers, graduations, birthdays, anniversaries, and it's just really fun to that I got to be a part of those special occasions for other people, and I got to make that happen and put a smile on their face.
So I'm sure you saw the smile on my face because you actually showed up, and this was my first time getting Ruby Sweets. You showed up last year to my class with the jam chocolate covered strawberries. I think I got a picture of those on our Instagram page, but I'm sure you saw how excited I was to get those. So I can understand that fully. So how have your friends and your peers in the school building, how have they reacted to you having this, this business journey and to see your success? Have you had any support or any pushback for what you're doing?
At first, I was actually kind of scared to launch my business. I kind of thought that people were going to think I'm dumb and it wasn't going to work. But honestly, I probably should have started it way sooner, way before. And I kind of regret not starting it earlier because I've gotten a lot of support from my friends and family. And it's just really fun to do everything.
So what skills have you developed as a result of running the business? Like I know you say you had to stay organized. What skills have came out of you that you didn't know that you had and that you think will benefit you going into the future and going out into the real world?
I want to keep going and like into business when I'm older. So I think that doing this small little business is kind of helping me prepare for that. Me like with time management and like dealing with people. So I think this little business that I have going on will is definitely helping me, preparing me for that.
How do you see your business evolving over the next few years? Do you plan to continue it after you graduate high school, or is it something that was just that you wanted to get your feet off the ground as far as knowing how business worked? Do you plan to keep it going?
I plan to keep it going after high school, but it just really depends on where my life goes from there, if I will have to keep going or not. But I definitely do want to keep doing it on the side or anything because it's really fun.
What advice would you give other students that are interested? You got some freshmen and sophomores that may hear this and they're interested in starting their own business. So what advice would you give them?
I would say to just do it, just start it, just take that leap because I honestly regret not starting my business earlier because of the amount of support and everything that I've gotten. It's just really rewarding. So I think just honestly, just taking that leap, even if you're scared, because we all start from zero anyway. So I would say to just do it and see what happens.
If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing about entrepreneurship or being a business owner, what would it be?
I would tell my younger self to not be as scared when talking to people because honestly, when I first started, I definitely like undercharged for everything I did just to like people please in a way. But I learned quickly that in the business world, there's no such thing as people pleasing. You have to just like it's everyone for themselves, honestly. So I think you have to be a little harder on yourself, even if like dealing with friends and family that are ordering from me, even if they're friends, even if they're family, I still have to charge them. I still have to do what a business owner would do.
When you're not running your business or studying, how do you like to unwind and relax and spend your free time?
I like to go shopping and I like to just hang out with my friends and family. I mostly stay at home, but other than that, I'll just be chilling.
Is there somebody in the business world that you look up to, and why do you look up to that person?
I don't really have someone that I look up to in the business world. I do have someone, an influencer that I look up to that kind of does the same thing that I do. So I kind of just like to watch what she does and just kind of go with her flow and try to like make it my own and stuff.
Is there a book, podcast, or resource that you would recommend for young entrepreneurs?
I think my number one resource would definitely be TikTok or Instagram. Social media is really just to everyone's access at this point, and that's where I learned mostly all of my things from. And you can learn from other people that have already done things like that you're trying to do, and it's just an easy way because there's always how-to videos and just looking stuff up and stuff is helpful.
All right, very good. And the last question I have for you today, Ruby, is how can they reach you? How can they order from Ruby Sweets? If they want to put an order in, what's the best way for them to contact you?
I have my Instagram. You can contact me on my Instagram. It's _Ruby Sweets, all lowercase. If you can't get to me through there, I also have a TikTok page, which is the same username. And yeah.
Well, there you have it, young entrepreneurs and sweets lovers. Anytime you want to order some sweets, please reach out to Ruby Sweets. Ruby, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was a great time. And like I said, you better get on there and order some Ruby Sweets. If not, you may be jammed. Thanks for listening.